Hi, my name is Jim Byrne, and I'm going on my 14th trip into the Grand Canyon. And I wanted to take a few minutes and just kind of share what I'm bringing in my pack because I'll go through each item, kind of talk about it, the reasoning why behind it. As someone who's done this a lot, especially in the summertime, some of these items are essential. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share my top 5 items that you have to have with you. All right, let's get started. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna kind of get everything kind of laid out on the table here. I'm gonna go through each item, just kind of talk about them and why I'm bringing them. So, Crocs, super important. Some sort of footwear when you get at the end of your hike for the day, that being Cottonwood or Bright Angel Creek or whatever. Um, you're going to want to probably go play in the water a little bit. I find Crocs are super lightweight. They will stick to your feet. Sandals, I've used flip flops in the past. They tend to get, I've had one wash down in the creek and then you're stuck with one. But these do float and super light. And they will protect your feet pretty well. So, and in an emergency, you can actually hike in these. So, Crocs are one of the items that you should bring. Let's go over kind of sleeping at night. So, a little old school here, but I found this is the best tent you can buy. Super lightweight. This thing weighs less than a pound. It's called a tube tent. And basically, it's a giant piece of plastic in the shape of a circle. The idea is you run a rope through it. I brought two. I bring 2 ropes with me. I've actually, in the past, run 2 ropes through it to tie to some trees and made an awning out of it. But what you do if it rains, you just run one rope through it, a couple rocks in the corners, and you have shelter. Otherwise, which is most of the time, this is just a tarp. Lay it on the ground, sleep right out there in the open under the stars. It's absolutely beautiful. So if that's something you are okay with, I would recommend a tube tent. Super, super lightweight compared to anything else out there. A couple of ropes and you're good to go. Plus, these ropes have a lot of dual purposes for tying things up and fixing things like that. For sleep, I have 2 items. I have a self-inflating air mattress. Even if it does get a hole, which I've had happen in the past, you still have some cushioning from the ground, so you have a little bit of something. And a little bit of a diva here. I have to have a good pillow, and this thing unfolds. It's got the memory foam inside of it, and then it just expands into a great big pillow, which is fantastic. So super comfy. Plus, I washed it recently. It smells amazing. All right, so lastly, for sleep, this is it. Just a flat sheet. It's going to be in the high 80s and 90s at night at the very bottom. So whatever the temperature is in Phoenix, it's generally what the temperature is going to be at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. So you might catch a little bit of relief early in the morning, but I'm going to be perfectly honest, I will be up with the sun and on that trail as the sun is coming up, to try to avoid the hottest parts of the day. And then if I get caught on the trail in the middle of the day, I'm going to sit right down under some shade and I'm going to sit until we're in full shade. So just a thin sheet, don't need much more than that. It's almost as much protection from the bugs as anything. Clothing, let's go over that really fast. So, got to have a good hat. I like this one because it has the mesh, so it allows for good ventilation. If you have a darker hat that's kind of full on top, you're not allowing that heat to escape your head. So this will actually keep you cool and protect you from the sun. So I recommend something like that. As for clothes, really simple. I bring 2 pairs of swim trunks. That's it. They have the underwear built into them. I wear one and then I keep one in my bag and I swap them out when I get to camp, rinse them out in the creek, go swimming in them. So live in these. I find these to be great. Again, lightweight. I don't have to carry underwear. I mean, that's just doesn't weigh a lot, but still, every little thing adds up. So real simple. Just 2 pairs of swim trunks. I'll be hiking in one and having the other in the pack. For clothes, 2 t-shirts, wearing one, same concept. So these are both the Sweat Tech, Cool Tech kind of shirts, breathable, but also a little protection from the sun as well. It's on a side note, anything you bring into the canyon is kind of expected to get ruined. You're going to get a red tint basically on everything. So going in, just kind of have that expectation that that could happen. Your socks, done. Speaking of socks, I'm going to be bringing 2 pair of extra socks in my bag, and I'll be wearing a pair again. I'll be washing them out in the creek and keeping it real simple that way. And again, super light. For sun protection, this is something new. I'm actually going to be bringing an umbrella with me this year because we're going to be hiking across the Tonto at some point. Very little shade out there. So taking a gambled risk. So this is my luxury item, the one item I don't normally bring, but I'm going to give it a try and see how it goes. Obviously, the pink is, women we're pink. Anyway, all right. So let's go over food next. So for breakfast, I basically eat trail food. So it's going to be trail mix and beef jerky. So I got 2 packs of the beef jerky. Gonna divide those up over the course. Just so you know, our hike is 5 days. So we'll be going North Rim to South Rim, staying at Cottonwood, Bright Angel, and then going from there. So just kind of give you an idea of the length of the trip and the amount of food that I'm bringing. So with the trail mix, I have it broken up into 5, basically 2 pound, 1.5, 2 pound portions. So each day I'll be placing those into my fanny pack, and the goal is to eat these every day. Like, I don't want to be left with any trail mix. So every time you sit down, I recommend you hydrate and you eat every single time. Some just good thoughts there. Inevitably, every trip I've been on in the Grand Canyon, one of the things that happens is it rains. And I don't know if you've never been, if you're not from Arizona, you've been around the Southwest and don't know what a monsoon is or what a microburst is. It will come very quickly. It'll come very intensely for 15 to 20 minutes, and it's not a nice, gentle, soft rain over a course of hours. It's usually about 20 minutes long. It can be very intense, so you need to be ready. You'll notice that everything I have is basically wrapped in some sort of a plastic bag. That is because when it's almost inevitable, it's going to come. It's good to be prepared. So I wrap everything in plastic bags. I do have a poncho, and I also have a rain cover for my pack. I can just slip over the top of it. So these are 2 items that you definitely should have out there. Additionally, I have just a garbage bag. Several purposes. Almost everything I bring has multiple purposes to it. So the garbage bag, again, rain cover, but also trash, or just keeping stuff dry if I need to. So super light and good thing to have. For the trail, toilet paper. You gotta have something with you. Something. It's a necessity. This is super lightweight as well. This is actually the remnant of the kind that you find at like an industrial site. The very last of one of those rolls. The ones, the square ones that never roll properly. But definitely a good item to have on the trail. You don't want to get stuck out there without toilet paper. So take something small. Those Kleenex packs, those work well too, multiple purposes that you can use as well. Okay, back to the food. So for meals, I have them broken up into today's. So we're going to be having top ramen with chicken. Got some protein mixed in there. So you notice I removed the packaging around the top ramen. It's just one less thing to carry out. It doesn't weigh anything really, but it's just good to not have those things kind of floating around camp. So try to reduce as much trash as you can ahead of time. So we got top ramen and chicken for 2 days, and then we got rice and chicken for the other 2 meals that we'll be having down there. Okay, for lunches, so at some point in the day, we'll be stopping and eating lunch. So I have a collection of sardines, hot buffalo tuna, those kind of things. So these packs are great, super high protein, quick and easy. It is a little bit heavier than I'd probably like, but the trade-off is making sure we have the amount of calories. You're gonna be burning a lot of calories, probably double what you would normally burn in a day easily, if not more. Just as a general rule of thumb, for every hour you hike down, it's going to take twice that long to hike out. So 1 hour in, it's going to take you 2 to get out. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're hiking down there. Okay, so let's talk about my daily habit, which is coffee every morning. So I'll be foregoing coffee while I'm down there. And kind of filling it with tea bags, basically weigh nothing. So I'll be making some tea in my water bottles as I'm down there, just once a day, just to kind of keep everyone, it's for the safety of everyone, let's just be real. And then I found Mio Energy, which has caffeine and vitamin B in it. I like the black cherry. You can add as much as you want to your water bottle. Also gives you something to kind of mix things up a little bit as well. Also bring some, just a little bit of chewing gum, just something high in sugar for those moments. Speaking of hydration, we have two types that we'll be bringing with us this year. I have the Gatorade, the Rapid Rehydration, and then I also have the Liquid IV. Just some different options for me. Here's a hot tip though. Drink it warm before you go. So just room temperature, because when you're down there, there's no refrigeration. The water is a little cool coming out of the the faucets down there, but it won't stay cool. So middle of the day when you're drinking that, a great example was I had a sister-in-law who brought Tang. What I can tell you, Tang is not very tasty in the middle of the day, not cold. So make sure you taste it warm before you go. Just a little hot tip for you. Again, extra baggy in here. Just for trash purposes and to kind of keep things separated when I need to. These critters are real. They will have had a squirrel eat through one of my fanny packs one time. So, trying to keep that stuff fresh. I've been told, haven't tried this yet, is to take dryer sheets, just kind of intermix them throughout your pack. It might keep some of the mice and things away. All right, so for my overnight bag, basically, we got floss picks, which you can use. And these two items are probably two of the most valuable items I'll be bringing, is deodorant and talcum powder. These are not for what their normal purposes are. So if I have a little extra, I might use it on the armpit. But for the most part, this is going to be used for chafing down south, if you know what I mean. And these are for the boys. Combination of these two will keep you dry down there and keep the chafing to a minimum. So definitely two must items that you have to have, but not part of my top 5, but still a great item to have with you. Bring in some dude wipes, just freshen up. Additionally, this is a great item to have. It's super glue. They basically, again, don't weigh very much, but I can tell you this has saved my butt more times than anything. I've had shoes fall apart down there, equipment, even cuts. So you get a pretty good scraper cut, and you can't get stitches. Super glue will work in a pinch. And even like when I have cracked in my thumbs and things like that, it's good to have. So super glue is a great item to bring with you on your trip. Hand sanitizer, again, this kind of goes with that toilet paper. You're out on the trail, you need something, you don't have water nearby, don't want to waste your water. Good to have. And you'll notice that the bottle is half full. I don't need a full bottle of anything. I don't need a full stick of deodorant. So try to reduce as much as you can. Sunscreen. This is the desert. It's going to be extremely hot down there. We're looking at 114 on one of our days down there at Phantom Ranch. So sunscreen is definitely going to be necessary. I do bring extra contacts. So I do wear contacts. All my glasses with me, but I would hate to have that happen down there. And then saline solution. Chapstick. You will have chapped lips. So definitely want to bring some sort of lip balm if you have that sort of thing going for you. So definitely some good items to bring with you. Okay, getting to some of our other items. So my main torch light is going to be this headlamp. It is rechargeable, it's fully charged. I should get about 8 hours out of this easily, especially if I have it at the lower settings. And then I also have this backup flashlight, and the batteries that fit in this also fit in this. So the truth is I'm bringing this as a backup, but if this one goes out, I'll probably just pull the batteries out of this one and pull it in there. But if this malfunctions, it's always good to have a second torch with you. So good to have flashlights. Power for my cell phone. So at Havasupai Gardens and at Cottonwood campgrounds, there's no power there, so you'll need something to recharge your devices with. Also, This is interchangeable, so I can charge with it or charge this thing. At Phantom Ranch, you might be able to sneak a little power in the cantina to charge some stuff up, but just as a general idea, it's good to have some sort of power with you as well. Speaking of the cantina, best lemonade in the world, bar none. You'll never have better. One of the things, little hot tip for you, is I pre-write my postcards. So I've already written them because when you're tired and you just want to sit and relax and chat with your friends, you don't want to sit there and try to remember addresses and things like that. There's a stamp you can put on there, mailed by mule from the bottom of the Grand Canyon. You hit that, stamp it, you throw it in the box, you're done. So this is just a hot tip. So pre-write your postcards, easy to do, and definitely a great way to just send some love from the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Got my fork. I bought this at Walmart over at, 20 years ago. It's been on countless trips. It was 99 cents back then. I think they're $1.99 now, but just a heavy plastic fork. Always do. Don't bring a spoon. I also do bring a knife. This knife is super lightweight. It is not plastic. The handle's plastic, but the blade, but it doesn't weigh very much at all. I pre-sharpened it to make sure it's nice and sharp for the trip. But you'll use this for all kinds of stuff. So definitely want to have a knife with you of some sort. Good item to have with you. Moving on, this is kind of an odd item to bring, but I can tell you it is one of the most valuable items that I bring. It is a mesh bag. There's nothing like getting to camp and throwing your canteens in there, your water bottles, and taking it down to the creek, running a stick through the loop, and coming back an hour later, and you have cold drinks. Definitely a great item to have. Again, barely weighs anything. This is a luxury item, not a necessity, but it is a wonderful item to have. And usually, you only need one person in your group to carry something like this. No, not everyone needs to carry this, but it's a good item to bring with you. So another luxury item that I'm bringing this year. I'm going to try this, and I've done this before. Again, like I said, we're hiking across the Tonto Plateau because the Bright Angel, it will be closed for a section, so we have to cut across there. So we're going to try this water bottle out just for a little relief during the course of the day. I got this for like $1 at Walmart, so a little spray bottle to keep us cool as we're on the trail. Some other good items to carry with you. One of the things I've learned hiking the Grand Canyon is that water is not always guaranteed. There are water sources down there, but is it drinkable? So I bring these little pills. I've actually never opened this, the iodine pills. So it's a great way. You put it in, let it sit for 30 minutes to an hour, and then it should be safe to drink. You'll want to filter that water first. There's instructions on here. But I've carried this across the Grand Canyon over 10 times and never used it. But again, water is never guaranteed. So if the pipe breaks, they got to shut off water. You do have water sources around there, especially near the bottom, Cottonwood, Phantom Ranch, Bright Angel Creek, Campground, all those sort of things. Indian Gardens, or Havasupai Gardens as they call it now. There's water sources there, like natural ones. So good to have those with you. Tape. So this is athletic tape. It works. It's just as sticky as duct tape in many ways. I found it's even a little better sometimes. And it can be served to address wounds or repair things and things like that. And my pills fit perfectly inside of that. So another good item to have with you. All right, cooking wise, I have a stove, and I gotta say, I have 4 of these guys, different generations, and I'm just amazed at how small and compact they've gotten. They work with the butane, so I got 3 of the butanes. Got my little stove here. This weighs about 1.5 pounds, maybe a little less. It's got a starter or a lighter in it, so that little bit right there, it sparks when you push it to light it. So you're gonna need your fuel for that. And I have my pot. This pot, again, is probably as old as I am. Super lightweight. It's aluminum. You can see just from the look of it, it's been through some stuff, but it works well. It's super lightweight. I can usually fit my items right in there. So I'm kind of keeping them together in my pack. We'll just set that aside there. Okay, so let's talk about packs really fast. So here's my pack. One of the tips I'll give you, the bigger the pack you have, the more you tend to fill it. So you don't necessarily need the biggest pack, but just something to keep in mind. So generally, if people have space, they try to fill it with stuff, and just kind of keep that in mind. It's okay if you have a big pack, it's got some space in it. That's okay. So just be comfortable with that. I also bring a fanny pack, quick access to my items, small, so I'll keep my lunch in here, my camera, my phone, things like that I have quick access to that I wear in the front, not in the back. So a fanny pack, this was like 20 bucks on Amazon. So I know they're kind of not in style, but back in the day, everyone was wearing these things. For hydration, back to that a little bit. So I bring 8 of these, 8 Gatorade bottles. They won't all be full except for probably on the third day when we do that Tonto stretch. I'll be carrying 2 gallons of water plus. I'll also have my Camelback here and my little bladder as well. So a gallon of water weighs 8 pounds. So just kind of keep that in mind. So most of the time, these are going to be empty, but I like the Gatorade bottles. I'll also find Aquafina bottles work well because they're a little bit thicker plastic. They're not going to puncture as easily, and they're a little more durable. And then when you're done with your hike, you can throw them away. You don't have to clean them out or anything like that. So I will have 8 Gatorade bottles. On the day one, we're going down the North Kaibab. I will be keeping 3 of these on me at one time. That's it, full, because should be water at 2 different spots down there, Mile and a Half House and then at Manzanita. So I'll be able to grab some water at those 2 places. So, and then I'll probably just as a safety precaution have my bladder full all the time as well. And then in between Cottonwood and Phantom Ranch, 6.7 miles ish, a little over 6, we'll be carrying probably the full 2 gallons just to be safe. So, but I'll be drinking a lot too. So the goal is to roll in there with very light water. All right, we reached the end of the video. Now I'm going to go over my last 5 must-have items. All right, so here are my top 5 items you have to have in the Grand Canyon. So number 1, a pair of scissors. Tons of uses for these guys. Use them every trip. I'm thankful I have them every time. An item that in the past I didn't think I need very much, but I found that I do use them quite often. A lot of times in conjunction with this. This is my first aid kit. In here, one of the most coveted items that I bring is moleskin. So this is the other item, is you will probably get some form of blister. You'll need to treat that. The scissors can cut the sizes of that. And also in here, I have a lighter. Kind of in conjunction with that is I've used this old Q-tip little travel case, but inside of that I keep a sewing kit that has needles in it, some thread, not a lot, it's not even a full kit. Like I said, I try to reduce the size of everything, got an extra button on there. But the needles can be used for lancing. Want to heat it up with a lighter. Of those blisters and things like that. Sounds kind of gross, but still, I've used this quite a bit over the years. Honestly, it help a lot of other people. And I also, just on a side note, luxury item, Q-tips. Gotta have Q-tips. Just one of those things in life that just make it better. So moleskin in my first aid kit, a lighter in there as well, plus serves as a backup. Try not to bring too many backups, but fire is definitely a necessity down there. Next up, number 3, or is that 4? Number 4 is going to be a bandana. This is one of the most useful tools. I wear it in a bunch of different ways. Sometimes I wear it around my neck. Sometimes I wear it up in my hat, cover my neck and my ears. You get this wet, cools you off quickly. Just so many uses. Probably my second best friend. My best friend on this trip is going to be a hiking stick. So I sourced this with my uncle in Alaska when I was a kid. It is over 30 years old. It is one of my best friends down there. It will take upwards of 25% of your weight off your back, off your pack, off your knees. So definitely want to have a hiking stick. One of the things on here as well is I have a shoelace here as the handle. This is just in case I break a shoelace as well, but also gives me the ability to hold on to my stick a little better as well. So just everything tries to have dual purposes down here for multiple things, and that's it. That's everything I'm bringing. I've learned over the years, you can bring, what ifs, what if. So that's just kind of up to you. We kind of break things up amongst the group as well. So one person in my group is bringing a cribbage board, another person is bringing a deck of cards. Two luxury items that have a little something to do. One person's bringing a pack of Uno. So just a couple of things that kind of keep us busy in camp, but just some kind of things to think about. So in the comments, hit me up with your questions, comments, and have a good hike.